First time in conference they've lost back-to-back games.
Last time Idaho had dropped 2 in a row. We had to go all the way back to the middle of December as Colton Mitchell bringing Idaho up the floor for the first time this afternoon. Our officials, Lane Barney, Nomi Kidwai, Kirk Smith. Julius Mims, as Idaho likes to do, drawing up the first play for him, but he barrels over the top of Lachlan Brewer. Offensive foul on Mims.
And a good setup of the play for Idaho. Sacramento State looks to hedge the ball screen hard. Good slip, but a great unselfish play there from Brewer to step over and take the charge.
Sacramento State, the starting 5. E.J. Neal in this starting 5, played for Idaho a season ago, had a great campaign with the Vandals, and transferred down to California with the Hornets. Floater coming up short and out of bounds. It's on the look there from Julian Vaughns. Good scorer, second on the team, 11 points per game. But Jacob Holt, he's really the cog that turns the wheel inside for Sacramento State. Idaho's starting 5, unchanged, but looking for a much better start, as you said, Stephen, than last time out. Chris Gonzalez looking for the corner 3. Jacob Holt has the rebound. Really non-big distributor on this team as well. One of 5 Australians for Sacramento State, and a foul out high against Julius Mims. That's 2 fouls in 1 minute and 3 seconds for a guy who fouled out pretty early a game ago.
No Kyson Rose for the Vandals today, so you're going to see a lot more of Takai Hardy, who ended the game really well for the Vandals on Thursday.
Kyson Rose was banged up in pregame. Not expected to be a serious long-term injury, but unavailable today as E.J. Neal slams the floor after opening the scoring. He's excited to be back in a gym that he knows all so well.
A good job rejecting the ball screen and showing that athleticism getting to the rim.
Jack Payne inside for Idaho, and fouled by E.J. Neal going up. See Payne get to work down low. Colorado State transfers, had a good year for Idaho, 10 points per game, 5 rebounds, and he had an outstanding performance in the first meeting, scoring a career-high 23 points down in California's capital.
You talk about energy. Jack Payne is one of the players on the Vandals that really brings the energy, and the rest of the team feeds off of it. And he started out today by knocking down a free throw for a good start.
75% free throw shooter. Saw Michael Zeppel there briefly. Australian head coach of Sacramento State, interim head coach. David Patrick stepped down in May to take the associate head coach job at LSU. Sacramento State starting off this second half of Big Sky play, looking to do it on a right foot. Get the winds going in the positive direction. Julian Vaughns open for 3 in his 38th three-pointer of the year.
Heavy dose of ball screens early on for Sacramento State. A really good shot fake there from Vaughn to get the defender out of position, and a nice sidestep to hit the 3.
That feels good for him too, coming off a 0 for 5 night against Eastern Washington. And Cheney, ball batted out of play first by Vaughns, who's on top of Payne. It's going to stay with Idaho.
That's one of those plays, your Jack Payne. Coaches talk about it all the time. Don't jump in the air and make a pass. It's really difficult. The help side's really crashing hard for Sacramento State right now.
Mitchell getting it back on the handoff. Chris Gonzalez, open 3. Another one and done. Lachlan Brewer hauling it down for Sacramento State. Kai Hardy drawing that defensive assignment on Jacob Holt, who gets it in the post. Neal rising up for 3. And Tyler Morris with the rebound.
I like the energy on the defensive end for the Vandals. They're moving at a much better pace here early on than we saw on Thursday.
Idaho's first 2 shots have both been 3s from Chris Gonzalez. Jack Payne will try one out of the corner, and that's off the mark. It was a rough 3-point shooting game on Thursday night for Idaho. It's not starting off great this afternoon.
And it's been 3 good attempts early on here too, which they got to find some default.
Jacob Holt, he can stretch it out. That's also off the mark. Julian Vaughns right now has the only 3-pointer made in the game. It has Sacramento State up by 3 minutes in. Colton Mitchell cutting without the ball, and he gets the lay-in on the nice find from Jack Payne.
That's the thing about Colton Mitchell that really stands out. You know, smaller frame guy, but you think he just shoots threes, does a good job of really shooting it well from deep, but he can get to the rim and finish at a high level.
Native of Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, transferred from Idaho State over here to Idaho. Ball out of play. Missed pass. Jacob Holt coming back the other direction, trying to facilitate that. High energy from both teams. Sacramento State, they were so close with Eastern Washington down the stretch on Thursday night, but the Eagles hit a three-pointer with under 30 seconds to go, and that held for the 3-point win, pardon me, in Cheney. Tyler Morris, his three off the mark. He was coming off a tough game by his standards of only 6 points. Averages 11 a game, one of 3 scores in double figures for Idaho.
Yeah, and I'll say it again, 4 attempts now, but all of them have been good looks for the Vandals. You don't want to shy away from taking those. I know they're 0 for 4 to start, but getting good looks, and that's a big thing to have.
4 of their 5 shots have been from 3. Jacob Holt losing the handle on it, and Idaho touched it out of bounds. So it'll stay with the Hornets.
You can see the attention that Jacob Holt's drawing so far here early on. In these roll situations out of the pick and roll, 3 Vandals are coming quickly to collapse on him.
Seniors from British Columbia, Vancouver College before Sacramento State. 4th in the league in rebounding at 7 a game, and an excellent score, 17 per contest. A lob handled by Lachlan Brewer. Holt barreling down on Hardy, puts a shoulder into him, and first points for Jacob Holt.
Yeah, really good patience that time. Caught it, saw the defense come to help, took his time, and then when he gets that one-on-one inside, he's just so physical and big and has great touch.
Russ, tough handle, got to a mid-range jumper. Jack Payne all alone on the offensive rebound, and he follows it up. He now has 4 points.
Activity is what Jack Payne does. He stays active all the time, especially on the offensive glass. He's going to crash every time.
Rebounding even right now, both teams with a turnover in the opening 4.5 minutes. And we'll come back right after this. Sacramento State, the 1-point edge. We're underway this afternoon in Moscow, Idaho. Big Sky Basketball on ESPN+.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. From the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand, right now you can get a $379 per month lease on a 2025 CR-V all-wheel drive Sport L Hybrid.
Listen up, hockey fans. NHL on ESPN Plus is back. The hardest hits, the dangles, and of course, the semis.
You gotta be kidding me! It's not real!
Enjoy every second of 1,000+ out-of-market games, exclusive matchups, marquee NHL events, and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus.
This is an ESPN Sonic blockbuster. Wow! This is star power from the jump.
The best of college basketball every Saturday on ESPN.
For the love of football, derbies, ultras, and Humba, and every match on ESPN Plus.
Nothing like in the Bundesliga.
For the love of Bundesliga, exclusively on ESPN Plus.
Couple coaches in their huddles after the first time out this afternoon. We mentioned Michael Zeppel, the interim head coach at Sacramento State. Alex Pribble on the other side in his 2nd season at Idaho. And he has the Vandals within a game of their best conference win total since 2022 and matching their best in any of the previous 5 years. And there's still a good portion of conference play to go. Another 6 games after this one in Big Sky action.
Yeah, and Alex Pribble right now trying to stay on this team. They've done a good job coming out here early and having better energy on the defensive end and better focus. And then for Sacramento State, Zeppel, there's a bright future for the Sacramento State program. We were talking about it before the game. I mean, the funding, new arena, opportunities to grow as a university. he's in a good spot now. They're going to be able to really pick up the recruiting in the future years.
Leads a very diverse roster, players from 6 different countries. Emil Skuda, one of those, sophomore who's in his 2nd game back, missed 7 games after the first meeting with Idaho due to injury, and they're glad to have Skuda back. 7.3 rebound per game player, but a key piece, big-time starter for Sacramento State before the injury. Michael Wilson, a walk-on, trying to drive in, and it's last touched by Sacramento State back to Idaho.
And it's interesting what Idaho's doing on the defensive end. No Jacob Holt in the game for Sacramento State, so Idaho's electing to switch all screens and ball screens. So you're going to see some different matchups on the defensive end for the Vandals. Tyler
Linhart is into the game for Idaho. He had 13 points in the first matchup between these two teams, one of his better outputs this year. Hot potato to Colton Mitchell. His 3 rattles off. 0 for 5 start for Idaho from 3. Quickly the other way, Emil Skuda, but he's called for an offensive foul.
And that's one of those ones, Chris Gonzalez just moving his feet, getting in front of the offensive player, and Skuda does a great job of just taking it in the chest.
Skuda had started 41 consecutive games before his injury. This is just his 2nd game back after he tallied 2 points and 2 rebounds in Cheney against Eastern Washington. See if Idaho can go inside. 5 of their 8 shots so far have been from deep. Tyler Linhart trying to get it closer for the Vandals. Sacramento State's brought in Chudi Diorama, 6'10" freshman from the United Kingdom. Colton Mitchell fakes him out to get the drive. Almost a chance for a 3-point play. Free throws coming up. The Idaho redshirt freshman.
That was a great toss there from Tyler Morris, and then a rub screen that sets up Colton Mitchell for that nice little ball fake. And we've seen Colton Mitchell this year make a lot of those acrobatic outside right-hand scoop shots.
Just got Emil Skuda for the foul once again, so 2 quick fouls on him. Idaho lost Julius Mims to 2 fouls 63 seconds in. Colton Mitchell, 90% free throw shooter, now 46 of 51, knocking in the first. Mitchell, the minutes leader at Idaho. 12 points, 5 boards, 4 assists last game. He hits both free throws. Close game here at the start for these two teams. Sacramento State looking for his first points in the last couple minutes. Bailey Nunn, who's just outside of the top 10 in the Big Sky in assists, leading the offense. EJ Neal rifles one down low and up for 2, Diorama. And he's fouled. A chance for a 3-point play for Chudi Diorama.
Diorama does a good job of sealing in early there, but I mean, Neal rifles it past him. That's a better catch, and then he's able to take the contact and finish. A little bit bobbled there, but I mean, it was a pretty hot pass coming in. Sometimes those are tough to catch, especially with the defense with active hands.
Diorama beat Payne with that initial move, and the free throw good. 73% shooting free throw shooter as well, the 6'10" big man from London. Sacramento State back in front. Colton Mitchell using his speed end line. Around to Moressa goes for 3. Idaho still can't buy a 3-point make. Second life on this possession though. Vandals a 2 for 9 shooting start, 0 for 6 from 3. Payne into a double team and he was fouled. Called on Bailey Nunn, his first. You haven't minded the threes, right, Steven? They've been good open shots for Idaho. They just haven't gotten them to fall.
Yeah, they've been really good shots, and they got to continue to take them. As we see Chris Gonzalez knock one down for the first 3-pointer of the Idaho today.
About a 35% 3-point shooter. And this seesaw continues to go back and forth in the opening minutes.
And we've seen Idaho's offense all year. I mean, they like to get up a good amount of threes, so you don't want to try to change your identity just because you're not knocking down them. I mean, they're getting good looks. They've got to continue to shoot them.
Idaho's top 3rd in college basketball in made 3-pointers per game. Tyler Linhart poking it free to Jack Payne. 4-on-4 for a moment. Linhart. Gonzalez just had a three a moment ago. This one off the mark. Pulled down and up and running, Michael Wilson. Wilson to E.J. Neal. His three long. It was almost batted back into the basket by Lachlan Brewer. Not the traditional follow-up tip-in. It was from waist height back up. Payne. Colton Mitchell from the free throw line. 7 to shoot. Payne with a three. He's fouled. Count it. A chance for 4 for Jack Payne.
And I was just about to say, the ball is moving and whipping around so well for the Vandals right now. And Jack Payne with the high arcer and taking the contact. We've been talking about their threes, and now they're starting to fall. And you can see how this Idaho offense operates.
E.J. Neal with the foul, his second. So he joins Emil Skuda in foul trouble here in the first half. And the former Idaho Vandal will head to the bench for Sacramento State. Jack Payne trying to put a little salt on the wound, make it a 4-point play for Idaho. He does just that. He's 3 of 3 at the line today, has 8 early points, and Alex Pribble's guys lead by 5.
There's just a confidence that Jack Payne has versus Sacramento State team. Obviously coming off a career high in Sacramento, in Sacramento, and 23 points, and early on, like you just mentioned, 8 points already.
6-point run for Idaho in the last couple minutes. Julian Vaughns trying to break down Colton Mitchell. Vaughns gets inside the free throw line, and the jumper's good.
Smooth operator there from Vaughns, just taking his time. Has a little bit of a size advantage versus Colton Mitchell, but a smooth stroke there.
Mentioned coming off the 0 for 5 shooting game. Vaughns off to a good start. 2 for 3. Sakai Hardy trying for a one-hand rebound off the miss from Russ. And he'll take us to a timeout. Jack Payne bringing some life into this building here in the first half.
And you can see this ball movement whipping around. Colton Mitchell just has his eyes up, and Jack Payne finishes it off with the and 1-3.
Heart of Montana's untamed wilderness, a legend is brewing. Jeremiah Johnson Brewing, the official beer of the Big Sky Conference. Brewed with the rugged spirit of the West. Jeremiah Johnson is simply a world-class, straightforward, no-nonsense beer. Do well.
On race day, things don't always go as planned.
I have to be on my game.
Because success goes hand in hand with mental toughness.
We all face challenges. The choice to be tobacco-free is one of them.
A healthier life is right around the corner.
You decide when, we'll show you how.
Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Three-point lead for Idaho right now. Titus Year out about to check into the game for the Vandals. And he was a huge bright spot at the end of that game against Portland State. He nearly brought Idaho all the way back from a 20-point deficit.
And I know it says 17 minutes, but I mean 14 points were more like in the last 4 minutes of the game. He got hot like a microwave, and he had it going. I'm glad to see him here early because he brought that energy and tenacity that the Vandals have been looking for. So it's good to see him out there on the court now and see what he can bring today for this game.
Well, there's an aspect of that as a coach, right, where you have to reward if a player comes in, especially on a night where it felt like there was just something missing. For him to come in and provide that spark, you definitely wanted to see him get early minutes in this game as a reward for what he showed.
100%. I mean, you're down 20 in the game on Thursday, and he comes in and basically brings it to a one-possession game at a point. You got to reward him for that effort.
Talk about players earning minutes. You're out. Nothing there. Around to an open Tyler Linhart for 3. It was halfway down and out. for Idaho. 2 for 11 3-point shooting start. Vandals on the season, a 36% 3-point shooting team, much better than their average the last couple games. Holt is back in for Sacramento State. Joining the floor as well, Leo Ricketts, another walk-on for the Hornets. Holt down low, Hardy applying some tough physical defense for Idaho, and only 5 to shoot here for the Hornets.
And I was just going to say that the Hornets got to find Jacob Holt here, and it was a good possession. I mean, look how many Vandals are around him. Just has so much attention because of how effective he has been scoring. But Sacramento State's still got to find him and get him the ball.
He gets a lob on the inbounds with the shot clock low. Second chance coming here, but the big man took the ball low. It was ripped out of play by Idaho. They teach you that when you're a big man, right? Never bring the ball down. That's what happened there to Holt.
He was just losing grip of that ball there. And there's a lot of arms and a lot of bodies on him consistently, so he's got to continue to stay physical and strong with the ball.
Time on the inbound, running low. Holt able to make the acrobatic catch at the free throw line.
That's 2 times now he's had to.
Vaughns on the drive. In traffic, Julian Vaughns. And he'll get a warning for batting the ball after the made shot. But Julian Vaughns has contributed 7 for Sacramento State. And he's in his bag already this afternoon.
Yeah, he's shown us, 3 different ways to score here early on. He's knocked down a 3, got to a nice mid-range at the Big Sky logo, and then this time being physical and taking the ball to the rim.
Game that has solidly stayed within a single possession throughout these first 10 minutes. Tyler Linhart, that was a tough take, and he really had a lot of tenacity going right at the basket. Other way, Bailey Nunn into Tyler Moroz, and Nunn with the response quickly for the Hornets.
You see the tempo, Idaho's wanting to push the ball.
And it's wrestled away by Michael Wilson. Team has really picked up pace here in the last 45 seconds. Holt down inside, fouled by Colton Mitchell. First on Idaho's point guard, and it is shots for Jacob Holt. With the first meeting, went 17 of 21 at the free throw line. He's the second leading free throw shooter in the Big Sky by total makes with 103. And you love this for a 6'10 big man. He's shooting it at 73%.
Yeah, unbelievable. And I mean, anytime you can shoot 21 free throws in a game, it's outstanding. But you can see why. I mean, he's so physical, and he gets into good position, so teams have to foul him when he gets it down low so close to the rim.
Those 17 made free throws and 21 attempts were both Division I records for Sacramento State in a single game. His next free throw here could put the Hornets back in front. Counts it off the front iron. 4 points now for Jacob Holt. Julius Mims right now for Idaho in foul trouble. Kyson Rose injured in the pregame. Takai Hardy draws a foul on Holt. First on the big man for Sacramento State.
And I talked about it on Thursday. Late in that game, Takai Hardy also was able to show his ability to put the ball on the ground from the elbow. I mean, I know he just subbed out, but I know there's going to be opportunities. If Jacob Holt's going to guard him that close, there's going to be chances for him to really rip and get to the rim.
He showed an ability to have a really quick first step.
Yeah, very quick first step, and some versatility that we haven't seen from him.
Tyler Moroz showed the screen. Chris Gonzalez cut his way through the lane, could never get to a shot. Lachlan Brewer, Jack Payne trying to save it, and he did, off of Wilson and back to Idaho. I don't know that he saw Wilson, but the behind-the-back save results in Idaho basketball.
I know at first I was like, oh no, that's, he's going to throw it right to the Sacramento State player, but he got lucky there in a good hustle play, and the defense has been better early on here from the Vandals.
They forced 4 turnovers, and they've done a relatively good job of taking care of the ball. Only 2 turnovers committed. They had over 20 in their last game. Tyler Linhart working down low to get to the free throw line. In the process, a second foul on Jacob Holt. So the foul trouble continues to mount for Sacramento State with Holt, Skuda, and Neal all with 2. Linhart's an 80% free throw shooter, 40 of 50 this year. This is the front end from Seattle, Kings High School, and the University of Washington. See Chudi Diorama back in at a three-point play earlier. It's Jacob Holt to the bench with the 2 fouls. Both free throws missed for Tyler Linhart. Jack Payne trying to cause some chaos in the backcourt. Bailey Nunn coming off a game in which he hit 4 3-pointers. Tied for the most in the game for him this year. Out of the corner, friendly bounce for Lachlan Brewer.
Yeah, that's a shooter's bounce, hitting back rim, going straight up, but getting the drop. And a big-time 3 there for Sacramento State.
He's a very good three-point shooter, Brewer, over 40% for the year. Got the kind of bounce you'd expect in Sacramento, not in the road in Moscow. Takeaway by Lachlan Brewer. No one can catch him as he finger rolls the other direction for Sacramento State. 6-point lead now for the Hornets on the road. Seven-point run in this stretch over the last 90 seconds for Sacramento State. Tyler Morris trying to end the scoring run for the Hornets, and he does with his first points today.
And not just a big one for the Vandals offense, but a big one for Tyler Morris. Just has had some struggles of late, finding those three-pointers to fall for him. But a good-looking shot there.
He's made the second most threes in the Big Sky this year. That was his 55th. He's nearly 40%. Nunn driving around Titus Year out and able to finish on the move. That's 4 for Bailey Nunn.
Yeah, shifty move there from Bailey Nunn to get Year out backing up, but then a tough left-handed finish.
12 of 17 shots from beyond the arc for Idaho today. So they get to work again, another offensive possession. Russ, little space, puts it on the deck, and he draws a foul. Lachlan Brewer with his first. Idaho has forced some contact in this first half. They've got 3 Hornets in foul trouble, but Sacramento State with the 5-point lead on the road here in the first half of Big Sky play.
When you pair the new U.S. Bank Smartly Visa Signature Card with a U.S. Bank Smartly Savings Account, you can earn up to 4% cash back on every purchase.
Really going all out, huh? Shh. Getting cash back on all of this.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time for a different kind of power. Whether you choose an electric Honda or a hybrid, from the Kelley Blue Book Best Overall EV and Hybrid brand. Right now, you can get a $309 per month lease on a 2025 Civic Sport Hybrid Sedan.
Listen up, hockey fans. NHL on ESPN Plus is back. The hardest hits, the dangles, and of course, the sellies. Enjoy every second of 1,000+ out-of-market games, exclusive matchups, marquee NHL events, and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus.
Four Nations Face Off begins Thursday on ESPN and ABC.
Four Nations facing off.
For what? For friend.
And foe.
For teammates turned rivals. For the frozen ponds of Sweden.
And Scottsdale.
For still believing in miracles.
Lejonhall. 40 kronor.
For the Maple Leafs.
For the entire world to see.
Four Nations facing off.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus.
25-20 lead for Sacramento State on the road, facing the Idaho Vandals today. Trevor Williams, Stephen Madison, our whole crew with you from Moscow. Glad to be with you on this Saturday. We were just talking, Stephen, in the break about when Idaho may think about bringing back Julius Mims. He has 2 fouls. There is some foul trouble for Sacramento State. E.J. Neal, Emil Skuda, and Jacob Holt all have 2. And Idaho could potentially try to bring Mims back in a bit of a riskier situation if they want to try to create an advantage inside. It's a front end of a 1-on-1 for Tyler Morris.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think at some point in this first half, you got to bring back Julius Mims. The paint scoring for Sacramento State, 16-6 versus the Vandals. And he is the one player that can really protect the rim as we see it travel on Vaughns.
5th turnover for Sacramento State. Julian Vaughns, who is leading the Hornets with 7 points this afternoon. Idaho's got 8 from Jack Payne, including a 4-point play earlier in the half. Turnover, the only thing that could slow the Hornets down of late. They've made 5 of their last 6 shots. Russ out of the corner buries one for Idaho.
And what a pass from Cole Mitchell right over the ear of Brewer, the defender. Didn't even know the ball was there. And Tyler Morris has one of the quickest triggers in the Big Sky.
High volume 3-point shooting team in Idaho, now 4 for 13. Judy Diorama giving it to Julian Vaughns. Diorama, the catch in the post, swims underneath Payne, and then an easy finish. That's 5 for Diorama, who's had a couple nice post moves. Tyler Morris the other way, and now he's heating up. He's got 9 points, back-to-back triples.
And I said it after the first one. He's one of those players that once he starts to see one go, he's going to keep firing it, and he's going to make a good amount of them.
Diorama. Linhart tight to him, and a good cut by Vaughns. Nice find by Diorama as well.
Yeah, that's 2 times now for the Hornets. They've done a good job of getting, passes into the paint.
Mitchell spinning behind the back to Payne. It was a highlight reel start. Payne couldn't knock in the 3. Michael Wilson on the baseline drive. Here comes Mitchell again the other way. He's got Isaiah Brickner up the floor. Tyler Linhart thought about it. There's a little space. Linhart gets Diorama in the air. Linhart turns on the Jets. Big collision. Julian Vaughns underneath him. He'll get the foul, his first. We'll see if everybody gets up okay. It looks like they will as everyone gets pulled off the floor.
And I really like that matchup when Idaho goes small and you're basically playing Tyler Linhart at the 5. Diorama has to guard Tyler Linhart on the perimeter, and those are those opportunities. You run a pick and pop to get the isolation so far out because he can use his speed and agility to get around He
missed his 2 free throws earlier. He had 2 shots at the line, 80% free throw shooter, but he makes the first. Pribble talking with his coaching staff. They look to set up the defense off the free throws here. And what's still a 1-possession game. Linhart going back to the bench to Kai Hardy cycles in for Idaho. Sacramento State right now, no Emil Skuda, no Jacob Holt, no EJ Neal on the floor. Julian Vaughns has been a bulk of the offense today with 9 points. Bailey Nunn goes back his direction. Vaughns trying to find Diorama. Colt Mitchell ends up with it. He's surrounded by black jerseys. Jack Payne taking it inside. Diorama swipes it away. Wilson to Vaughns for 3. Cash. Julian Vaughns, he's got a dozen.
Vaughns is feeling it. Anytime you can get a transition situation like that and you're pulling the trigger, you know you're feeling good about your shot.
Tyler Morris, ill-advised pass. Vaughns gets it right back from Wilson. Vaughns spins and gives to Diorama, and Diorama finishing on the run. Forces an Idaho timeout. Judy Diorama and Julian Vaughns, they've risen to the occasion here for Sacramento State to put the Hornets up 6.
That's one of those plays where you don't really want to leave your postman with a catch at the 15 to 14 foot mark running full speed. But Diorama, great job of having good hands and good feet. And then to avoid 2 defenders of the Vandals. Really good transition we've seen here in the last few possessions for this Hornets offense.
We mentioned that foul trouble for Sacramento State. They needed some guys to step up Vaughns is a likely player to do that. He's second on the team in scoring this year. Diorama, though, who averages 5 a game, having a great half year with 7 points, and he's done it super efficiently. 3 of 3 from the floor and a free throw.
Yeah, if you're the Hornets, you're super happy. I mean, you're up 6 right now. Jacob Holt has 4 points, has had a little bit of foul issues, but your offense is, moving at a really good pace right now.
Sacramento State is 1-10 away from home this year. Idaho was off to a tremendous start in this building, 6-3 before their last 2 losses and their first back-to-back losses since the month of December. Colton Mitchell double teamed on the wing. Isaiah Brickner gets a little space to drive. Came back out to Mitchell, 7 to shoot. Mitchell, tough contested 2, and he splashes it home.
And the ball movement's been really good from the Vandals. They've been able to drive, get in the paint, make a couple kickouts, drive again, and that's what's been collapsing this Hornet defense.
Isaiah Brickner jumps on the pass for Idaho, 2-on-1 with Mitchell, and the behind-the-back pass out of bounds. There's a spot for it right. That might not have been it for Isaiah Brickner.
You got to make the simple plays. I know he felt Colton Mitchell. Colton Mitchell slowed up a little bit because I think he was looking for a trailer 3. And then, Brickner throws the behind-the-back pass for a layup.
Yeah, it looked like Mitchell was trying to leak kind of in between the wing and the corner where no one was going to be with him. Diorama, slight double team from Brickner. Now he comes down to help. Diorama regains control. Now Brickner knifes it out of there. Brickner looking for redemption, this time down. And he's fouled. Michael Wilson came up holding his chin after the early contact in the play. We'll sort it all out when we come back. Final 4 minutes of the first half. Sacramento State leading by 4 on the road.
Hey, you looking for Idaho? You like Idaho?
Idaho shoestrings, Idaho crisp cut, Idaho russets.
Patatas bravas, potato pie, potato poutine.
Does this say I don't know?
I don't know. You a cop?
Hey, Al Grattan. Some fries with that shake? Potato puffs, potato poppers. It's a new thing. I got baked. I got twice baked. I got Idaho shoestring. I got Idaho crinkle cut. I got Idaho waffle fries. How about some Hasselbeck, sir? Some wedges? Maybe look for some tots?
We never set out to be the largest casino resort in the Pacific Northwest. We just wanted to be the best. But we forgot that being the best means more guests wanting more action, more jackpots, more big-name entertainment, more pedicures. Well, more everything. Until one day, you look up and realize, we need a new hotel tower. The new River Tower, to be exact. Northern Quest in Spokane, Washington. Now the largest. And yes, still the best.
Got a great halftime coming up for you, brought to you by Northern Quest Resort and Casino. Game on. Let's take a look at the stats from this first half of play. A look around the Big Sky standings and the highlights from this opening 20 minutes and what's been a close game throughout. In Sacramento State, they've found themselves in a lot of these close games. For some of the struggles they've had this year, they rank first in the league in scoring defense at 69 points per game, 43% in field goal percentage defense, which is also tops in the Big Sky. The problem has just been generating scoring, and they've done a great job of that so far with 3 minutes and change left in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, on pace to score over 75 points, potentially 80 here, depending on how this half finishes out. But it really showed up today, and players off the bench and players that haven't provided as much offense this year for them have stepped up, like Vaughns and Diorama.
Tribble hoping to see Isaiah Brickner at the line with 2 shots, get Idaho back within a single possession. First free throw no good for Brickner. 69% free throw shooter, only 33 tries so far.
And that's what I really like from Idaho today is their aggressiveness towards the rim and getting fouled. We don't see them shoot a ton of free throws, in games. And so, 8 of 12 right now. On the season, they're making 13 a game. So a good job early on of being the aggressor to the rim.
9 more opportunities at the line than Sacramento State has had today. Great opportunity to generate points. Out of the corner, Lachlan Brewer, his second three-pointer.
Not much movement in that shot. I mean, Lachlan Brewer just catches it and fires it in the face of the defense.
Mentioned over a 40% three-point shooter coming in. They'd like to get him more three-point shot opportunities. Isaiah Brickner leaving it off with Takai Hardy and a foul. Came a little late after the shot for Hardy. It's called on Michael Wilson, his first personal. And 2 shots now for Takai Hardy.
And when Isaiah Brickner can get downhill, he's such a force. And the pass was kind of spectacular there. Kind of just dropped it off midair around the defender. Good hands from Takai Hardy.
Hardy has struggled at the line this year. Just above 50% on 20 shots. He's had 11 makes. Sophomore out of California. He's got his first point. 17th game for Hardy. His season started off slow due to injury. Isaiah Brickner back to the bench for Idaho. And if you're joining us a little bit later, Kyson Rose, you see him in street clothes. Normal big man for the Vandals. Injured in pregame today. Second free throw, no good for Hardy. So he splits 1 of 2 at the line. Sacramento State, largest lead has been 6 points here in this first half. Chance to expand on that. Vaughns bounce it down. Diorama, 1 step through, and Chudy Diorama having a great half. 9 points gives Sacramento State its largest advantage.
And it just all starts with the slow closeout of the Vandals, and Vaughns is able to get deep into the paint. And when the defenses collapse, those drop-offs are going to be there all day.
Hardy drives into traffic. Couldn't get contact for a foul. Ball was loose. Payne diving in. Everyone's wrestling for it in the arrows with Sacramento State. Hustle from both sides of the floor. And we will see Julius Mims check in for Idaho with 2.5 minutes left in this first half. And the Vandals needing some defense, down by 7, their largest deficit.
Yeah, they need some defense, but I like that drive from Takai Hardy. Just couldn't keep his balance. But like you said, 24 points in the paint right now for Sacramento State. Bringing back Julius Mims is someone that can protect the rim at a high level.
Sacramento State is plus 18 down low. Big part of that, the 9 points from Chudy Diorama, but a legal screen by Michael Wilson will turn it over to Idaho. Second foul on Wilson, so he becomes the 4th Hornet with 2 fouls in this first half, joining Scuda, Neal, and Holt. 9th turnover for Sacramento State as well in the process. And Idaho, same thing on their side. And it's on Julius Mims, his 3rd.
That's exactly what you can't have if you're the Vandals. Julius Mims comes in the game for about 1 minute, steps up and gets an up screen foul there. Back-to-back fouls called on screens for both teams.
He fouled out last game for the 4th time this season. He's in big-time foul trouble today, the first player in the game with 3 fouls. Nunn trying to build on this lead for Sacramento State. The C's part to the corner. A 3 for Brewer, his 3rd of the half. He now has 11 points, leading from beyond the arc for Sacramento State in this first half of play.
Bailey Nunn, he's such a good passer and so crafty and savvy. Gets in deep, draws in 2 defenders. And what a sweet kick-out pass.
5 of 8 from 3 is Sacramento State. Colton Mitchell. Jack Payne, he had to let go. It was going to be a travel if he hit and slid off the rebound.
100%, and Jack Payne just still bringing that energy and effort. Just coming up a little bit short right now for the Vandals on the offensive side.
Sacramento State with as many 3-point makes as Idaho, but on 7 fewer tries in this first half. Bailey Nunn lets it go from NBA range. Bodies again on the floor. This time the arrow goes to Idaho. Takai Hardy still battling for it with Lachlan Brewer. Brewer has been flying around here, draining 3s for the Hornets.
Yeah, and it's set up good there from Bailey Nunn. He shows the ball to the rim like he's going to shoot the layup, and that's what gets 2 defenders to jump. And anytime you can find a 40% three-point shooter sitting wide open in the corner, you're going to take that all day.
So I said, find this man some more three-point opportunities. 43% coming in. He's now made 27 threes this year. That's just over 1 per game. Tyler Linhart. Wow, nice step through around Leo Ricketts for Tyler Linhart.
And I really like that matchup of Tyler Linhart going against Diorama. And I think Idaho can exploit that, but it's about the defensive end for the Vandals right now.
That broke a 2-minute scoreless stretch for Idaho, and Sacramento State taking a timeout. They had to use one here at the end of the half or they would lose it. So a good chance to set up an offensive play here, leading by 8. And we mentioned offensively, that's the breakthrough right now for Sacramento State. On pace to score more than 80, 14 points higher than their season average.
Yeah, the offense has been really flowing for the Hornets today, and they've just done it in such an efficient way. 65% from the field right now. They're getting good looks, and the players are knocking it down and stepping up big for them.
Amongst the leading scorers in the first half, Julian Vaughns with 12 points. He's had a couple threes, a very efficient 5 for 6 game after going 0 for 5 up at Eastern. And Lachlan Brewer, a perfect 4 for 4, which includes 3 3-pointers. Tyler Linhart getting his hand taped. Idaho can't afford to lose more size. They've already got Kyson Rose out for this game and Julius Mims in foul trouble with 3 fouls. Nunn, good distributor, kicks out Ricketts, top of the key. Ball just glanced iron. Nunn races to it. No one from Idaho got on the spot. And then Mitchell a foul, so it'll be a 1-and-1 coming up for Sacramento State.
And it looked like there, you can see the frustration from Colton Mitchell. It looked like there that he thought the ball was going to bounce out of bounds. He did a good job of boxing out and then turned his head, and Nunn swooped right in front of him.
Michael Zeppel talking with his staff about what they want to do rotation-wise in the final 45 seconds. Front end of a 1-and-1 for Bailey Nunn, 67% free throw shooter, knocks down the first. Officials asking the Sacramento State bench to sit down. Hornets trying to go back up by 10 for their second time in this first half. And Nunn does it at the free throw line. A chance for a 2-for-1 if they go quick. Linhart has a straight-on 3. Chris Gonzalez rising up for it, and he was fouled. That'll send Gonzalez to the free throw line for 2 shots, and it's a second foul on Bailey Nunn. So now 5 Hornets with 2 fouls each, Nunn becoming the 5th. Gonzalez a lone 3-pointer in this game. Another 80% free throw shooter for Idaho, 44-55 this year. That's the first. Titus here out for Colton Mitchell. Idaho trying to protect him. He has 2 fouls. Julius Mims already on the bench with 3. Sacramento State up 16-12 on the boards and 24-8 in the paint. Both free throws good for Chris Gonzalez.
And a big possession right now for the Vandals on the defensive end. Have to come up with a stop, but it's about coming up with the defensive rebound and securing it.
Taking his time, 2-second differential game and shot clock. Julian Vaughns, little space for 3, and Vaughns is 6 for 7 in the half with 15 points. Linhart, quick, looking to beat the buzzer, and he's fouled. Could be 3 here for Tyler Linhart.
And a big answer there from Tyler Linhart after the Hornets set up a nice play to get Vaughns free for a 3. But good job of attacking downhill, and I'll keep saying that it's such a good matchup for Tyler Linhart to be aggressive and take advantage of.
Judy Diorama with the foul, and that is his second. 6 players with 2 fouls in the first half for Sacramento State. As Ricketts shot not off in time and airmails the basket anyways. An excellent showing in the state. Bullied him a little bit in the paint, 24-10, the paint point advantage. The one thing that we will keep an eye on is the foul trouble. There are a total of 6 Hornets with 2 fouls.
You look at the minutes played. Jacob Holtz only played 7 minutes. Julius Mims played 1 minute on the stat sheet. So some guys that haven't really been in the game a lot, having to come out here in the second half and get it going early.
Mims does start the half with 3 fouls. Offensive foul called against Jacob Holt, and that is his 3rd. Idaho able to get underneath and take this charge.
And a good job of Jack Payne just getting there early, right in front of Jacob Holt. Sacramento State runs a lot of ball screens, so there's a lot of opportunities for Idaho to step over and take those.
Moment. Michael Zeppel gonna stick with Jacob Holt down low. He and Julius Mims on the floor for these two teams. Mims for Idaho, Holt for Sacramento State, each with 3 fouls.
I mean, the way that Diorama's been playing, I don't think it's a bad move from Zeppel to continue to play Jacob Holt right now.
Nosey's got kind of that ace in the hole, if you will. It's Colton Mitchell called for an illegal screen, his 3rd. So Idaho has 2 players with 3 fouls.
That was an interesting one there. Colton Mitchell not even seeing the defender, just trying to get out of the way, but those handoffs and tossbacks and pitches, the referees call them a lot.
Moving on over to E.J. Neal. Neal picked up 2 fouls in the first half. Sidelined him for a portion of the half against his former team, raising up on Murras. And last touched by Lachlan Brewer. So back to Idaho. Julius Mims trying to get going for Idaho. No points for the senior from Billings, Montana. He's 3rd in the league in block shots with 22, but averages 9 points a game, and that's where Idaho's missing him so far. Murras fouled and almost cashed in a second 4-point play opportunity as Jack Payne had one in the first half.
The actions that Idaho is running are really good. They're getting a lot of player movement and a lot of ball movement. Anytime that you have to fight through multiple screens and handoffs, it just makes it tough, especially guarding Tyler Murras because he has such a quick trigger. The defense closes out a little bit too tight there for Sacramento State.
Missed 1 free throw on a chance for a friend of a 1-and-1 back in the first half. He's an 82% free throw shooter on the year. Lachlan Brewer picked up the foul, which is his 2nd today. 2nd of the 3 shots, no good for Murras.
A little bit of movement there. Players not
used to the 3 shots.
Yeah, they're not used to 3 shots. Now you see Jacob Holt exit the game for Diorama.
Diorama had a great first half, 9 points. Mind you, only averages 5 points per game. Tyler Murras is into double figures. First there for Idaho, he has 11. Murras in double figures this season for the 12th time. 13th time in his career. Last year he was off to a blazing start before a significant injury in the Vandals opener. Broke his leg falling on a dunk in transition. Vaughns for 3, overshot it. Colton Mitchell has the rebound. Mitchell against the grain. Payne sees Gonzalez. Gonzalez lobs Julius Mims. What a job to catch it, but he couldn't corral it to be able to throw down the hammer. E.J. Neal pulls up the other way, and E.J. Neal with his 2nd make today.
Just an unfortunate event there where Julius Mims is unable to get 2 hands on that ball because he's so good at catching those lobs, and E.J. Neal just capitalizes in transition.
Well, Mitchell turns the corner into the corner to Tyler Murras for 3. Jack Payne going for the rebound, and he was fouled by E.J. Neal.
Well, looks like they got...
Oh, they called it on Jack Payne.
Yeah, the left arm extended there. Might have been a little bit of a sell job there as well for the Hornets player, E.J. Neal.
The way Kirk Smith came out of this, and you did see the shove with the left hand into the back of E.J. Neal. I see the call. Just the way Kirk Smith went to report it, at first it looked like it was going to be on Neal. I think he got it right there, though. Payne trying to jump in front of the pass. It'll stay with Sacramento State. Lachlan Brewer, the intended target. Brewer, who was perfect in the first half, 3 threes. Had to make from in close as well on a good cut to the basket. Nunn cutting off the inbound. Brewer trying to stay perfect today. That's his first miss. Diorama able to get a hand in to keep it with Sacramento State. Diorama doubled there on the end line. 10 to shoot. Bailey Nunn going to set it back up with a 9-point lead. EJ Neal now double teamed. Down into Diorama. Ball's loose. Only 2 left to shoot here for Sacramento State.
Sacramento State today so far on out-of-bounds plays, they like to run a screen-to-screener action and get that lob to the front of the rim. So you got to look for Diorama coming back to the hoop.
Diorama doing just that. You called it perfectly, Steven. Tapped by Jack Payne, and the officials said a second had to come off, so they go to the table and say put 1 on the shot clock.
And the thing was, is Diorama was open, not necessarily for a lob dunk, but for the lob in front of the rim for a potential layup.
Lachlan Brewer will inbound. Michael Zeppel disagrees with the second coming off. Ball lobbed, intercepted by Chris Gonzalez. There wasn't much hope there for Sacramento State other than getting it to Diorama with a quick touch. Good defensive possession played by Idaho. Morus rising up over his former teammate Neal, who's able to force the stop. And Neal had a great defensive year last year at Idaho as well.
Yeah, very versatile defender, can guard multiple positions, uses his length and athleticism.
Nunn lost the dribble. Mitchell trying to dive on top of him, and Nunn tossed it out of bounds.
And Idaho's defense has picked up the pressure here. Three turnovers created so far in this half for the Vandals, and have done a good job on the defensive end so far.
Payne down the right side of the lane. Couldn't get enough mustard on it. His second chance wouldn't go, but he's fouled on a third look. Jack Payne bringing a little fire to the start of the second half, and the officials will talk to him about it. You can see him saying, hey, that's a warning.
And Alex Pribble's going to talk with the ref like, hey, man, you got to let some of these players go. I mean, he's such an energized player. There's going to be some frustration. You know, you missed 2 layups there, but one thing Jack Payne will do is stay with the play.
And the words that were given over to Lane Barney were more, I think he said, I wanted a foul earlier in that possession. It wasn't
100%
another player. So officials just letting him know, hey, we've heard enough of it. Jack Payne has had 4 of his 9 points today at the free throw line. And half of his points now, they're 5 of 10. Idaho trying to ramp up the pressure defensively, a 1-2-2 look.
Yeah, they like to do this to waste some of the shot clock and not let Sacramento State get into their offense right away as the ball comes right to me.
Right to you. Smooth catch. All that's missing is the shot. We saw plenty of those in your playing days.
I could have launched it from here.
No doubt. In a suit from 45.
One-handed. Would have been nice.
Neil Scuda back into the game for Sacramento State. Misdirection, leaves it off, and Diorama continues to add to his great day. That's 11 for Chudy Diorama.
That's the thing. Julian's been such a good shot blocker. Comes over, but it always leaves the weak side open.
Payne fouled. Oh, almost his second look at a 4-point play today. He had one in the first half. Emil Scuda just picked up his third, and it's 3 shots for Jack Payne when we come back. Sacramento State by 9, early second half here on ESPN+.
When we were deployed, the focus was always on the mission at hand. Using tobacco didn't seem near as dangerous as the missions we were doing. Quitting, that was something we could do later. Well, later comes around a lot quicker than you think. I made the choice to be tobacco-free so I could be here with my family. Your future is worth defending. You decide when, Project Filter will show you how. Visit projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
It's a basic need, you have to eat.
food security is ultimately then foundational for just overall wellness.
When families don't have adequate access to nutritious food, that takes a very real toll on people's health.
What we see is that, it touches every neighborhood and entire community and beyond.
Our interest at Blue Cross is we want the state, whether they're a member or not, to have adequate supply, access, and composition of the food that they're able to get.
Yeah, definitely. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. See you next week.
Bye.
All right. Thanks. All right. Take care. Bye, everyone.
There's nothing chill about a hot, sweaty line. Unless you add Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Alex Pribble trying to calm down one of his leaders, Jack Payne, who had some words for the officials a moment ago. Now Payne, before the timeout, was fouled on a three-point shot. It's the second time it's happened today. In the first half, he made the three and capped a four-point play. We'll have 3 free throws here. Second 3 foul shots for Idaho in this half. Tyler Morus had it a moment ago. Jack Payne hits the first.
And all of Idaho's points in this half have come from the free throw line.
17 of 23 now, the Vandals as a team. They're making a living at the line. Jack Payne, who now has 7 of his 12 points at the free throw line.
And a big free throw to cut this to a 2-possession game potentially here for Jack Payne.
That's exactly what he does. Nice and easy there for Jack Payne. 13 points now. And he'll get a breather. Tyler Linhart in for Idaho.
I can't imagine it'll be long. Jack Payne is leading this team in rebounds right now and is also leading in scoring. And has been so effective today.
The foul by Scuda was his third, so Jacob Holt and Emil Scuda each have 3 fouls for Sacramento State. It's Colton Mitchell and Julius Mims with 3 for Idaho. Bounce to the baseline. Diorama scoops it up. Julius Mims blocks it away at the rim. Back off Emil Scuda. And he's top 3 in the Big Sky and block shots for a reason. This kid can leap.
And I love it. Julius Mims goes up for one jump and block, doesn't get it, and then just straight poke goes 2 feet up, 2 hands. Even with the foul trouble, he's going to provide that at the rim.
Impressive display of shot blocking prowess from Julius Mims. Tyler Linhart, his corner 3 nearly there. Mims with an offensive board, goes back up, and Julius Mims now has his first points. And this might get him going.
And it just seems to happen like that. Anytime you can make a defensive play, you find yourself getting rewarded on the other end. And Julius Mims doing a good job right now.
Scuda surveying over to Bailey Nunn. Still no Jacob Holt in the game right now. Tyler Linhart with the foul. And this comes on a 3-point shot for Julian Vaughns. So 3 shots coming for Sacramento State. And some ill-advised fouls today from both sides.
That was one Tyler Linhart just closed out a little too tight to Vaughns. But the reason that happens is because of the shooting that he displayed in the first half. You get worried about a player knocking down another 3. You close out just a little too far.
He's a 40% three-point shooter, but an 83% free throw shooter. His first free throws of the day, and the first is no good. Vaughns, who is in double figures now for his 8th time in the last 10 games. Struggled on Thursday against Eastern Washington. He's shooting into the Idaho student section. He makes the second. Vaughns at 16 points. His season high is 21. Junior guard out of Oakland. And the third shot doesn't go. Only 1 of 3 for Julian Vaughns, the 83% free throw shooter.
A big possession here. Idaho going to their 1-4 look.
Tyler Maruss open on the wing for three, and Tyler Maruss makes it a one-possession game.
And I love that set. We used to run it when I played here at Idaho. You bring two bigs up to the elbow, and you just set a quick down screen, and Tyler Maruss is feeling it, and the ICC arena is coming alive.
He's asking the crowd as he stands in his defensive position to come alive with Idaho within a single possession. Chris Gonzalez diving on the ball. It's bounding free, and it's back to Idaho. Last touch by Julian Vaughns. The Vandals closing this gap right now, an 8-1 run over the last couple minutes. Michael Wilson in for Lachlan Brewer. The officials want to mop up a spot on the floor over by the top of the Idaho bench.
And another interesting thing is it looks like Julius Mims is being looked at by the training staff of the Vandals.
They're taking him back to the locker room. His jersey's ripped.
Yeah, I think
look at that.
I think there's some frustration there from Julius Mims.
So you think he ripped it?
Yes, he did. And he was messing with his ears or something with his head. I don't know if he got hit.
Tyler Linhart trying to drive in, and we'll keep an eye on that as Julius Mims has been taken to the locker room for Idaho. A drive by Julian Vaughns. Chris Gonzalez. He came in and hammered it out, but he's called for a foul on the second action after the ball was loose.
Yeah, it looks like Gonzalez got Vaughns there as he was, like you said, coming in on that second action.
First was good. It was like a punch out in football, kind of wrapping around, punching at the ball. Caught up by midcourt by Michael Wilson. This game tightening up. Largest lead for Sacramento State was 11 points in the closing seconds of the first half. Julian Vaughns driving and on the floor in pain, Bailey Nunn. He immediately grabbed to his right ankle. Possession was still going for Sacramento State, but Bailey Nunn immediately was in a ton of pain, and the athletic training staff out to take a look at him. Had originally grabbed the higher portion of the ankle, and was also wrapping around his knee. Michael Zeppel there checking on him, the head coach as well.
Yeah, just stepping on the, he stepped on the front toes of Tyler Maruss, and that's what caused the ankle roll. Doesn't look to be too serious from what you saw there. Obviously, we hope he can get back in this game, and Bailey Nunn's a very tough player, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see him come back in this game here.
Sam Brockle, the athletic trainer for Sacramento State, wants to have a further discussion with him on the bench, but Bailey Nunn already clapping at his teammates like he's ready to hop back up and get to it to see if the adrenaline can push him through this second half.
Yeah, it's one of those ones you almost retape depending on how severe it is and try to tighten it up.
Both teams have a player now being tended to. Julius Mims back in the locker room for Idaho. Jack Payne drives baseline, and he was fouled on his way up. Jack Payne, he is just finding his way to the line where he's perfect today. 8 of 8.
Idaho loves these ghost screens where, you know, Jack Payne goes to look like he's setting the screen and it just flares out quickly. And that's what gives you the first quick step advantage in that one-on-one closeout.
First free throw good for Payne. He's 9 of 9 today at the line.
The Vandals have just been living at the free throw line here in the second half.
Payne's second, good. With a little drama as it rolled around and in. Game all tied at 53 now.
And the Hornets got to find a way to get the ball in the paint. Only 2 points in the paint in the second half so far, and after such a good first half of being able to penetrate and finish at the rim.
Under 10 to shoot for Sacramento State. Michael Wilson up top, 5 to shoot. Emil Skuda drives inside. Skuda spins to the right hand, and he beats the shot clock.
Just right like that. Getting into the paint, Sacramento State does a good job. And Scuda, what a tough little hook shot there for him.
First points for Scuda today, who's been in foul trouble. Tyler Maruss trying to scoop shot the other way. Scuda rolls it. It was out of his hands once he landed out of bounds. Michael Wilson brings it to the front court. Russ trying to defend Scuda. Leo Ricketts back into the game. Julian Vaughns rises up for three. And Chris Gonzalez shoved in the back, going for the rebound. And that will be a foul on Michael Wilson, his fourth.
And bigger than that for the Vandals. Next foul puts them in the bonus, and they will be at the free throw line. So an opportunity for the Vandals to be aggressive here. You know, the sooner that you can get into the bonus with as much time as possible left in the game, the more it's going to benefit you.
40% of Idaho's points in this game have come at the line. 21 of 27, the Vandals at the free throw line, including 10 of 10 from Jack Payne, a career best mark for Payne at the stripe. Linhart spins on Diorama, can't get the finish. Scuda has the board. Still trying to clear out this right side for Emil Scuda. He launches into Colton Mitchell. No whistle either way. And then a foul on Idaho, and it's called on Jack Payne. It's Jack Payne's third. It's come alive here in Moscow, Idaho. 11:41 to play. We got a one-possession game. Big Sky Hoops here on ESPN+.
Target made Up and Up for you, helping you save on hand soaps. With plant-derived ingredients and custom fragrances. With luscious foam to stir the senses. We made Up and Up for you, only at Target.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to drive smarter. With high-tech features and excellent reliability. From the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Right now, you can get a $289 per month lease on a 2025 HRV all-wheel drive Sport.
Popeyes has the wing game on lock for your watch party. With 8 crispy, bold Louisiana wing flavors in bone-in or boneless, you just might have everyone chanting MVP in your direction.
Chicken from Popeyes. NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000 plus out-of-market games and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus.
PGA Tour Live on ESPN Plus. I just can't get enough of the fans.
I can't get enough of the noise.
The energy, the sheer excitement. It's a full season, and it's all here on ESPN Plus. I just can't get enough.
It's the return of women's college hoops.
Oh, my.
With the game's brightest stars. Must-see matchups. Wow. And off-the-charts hype. All season long on the networks of ESPN.
Four Nations Face Off begins Thursday on ESPN and ABC.
The Idaho Vandals just called for a foul down on the defensive end. Alex Gribble lit into the officials. He felt like Colton Mitchell had earned a charge before Jack Payne was called for a foul later in the possession. Right now in the foul trouble, you've got Jack Payne, Colton Mitchell, Julius Mims all with 3, but Julius Mims has gone to the locker room. We have not seen him come back for Idaho. Jack Payne almost intercepts the inbounds pass. Scuda races it down. It was tipped. One possession game here midway through the second half. Scuda driving on Linhart, bouncing it off to Holt, and Idaho emerges out with it.
Yeah, really good hands from Colton Mitchell there on the backside, being in the help defender. Quick hands to pop that ball and get it loose, and the Vandals come up with it.
Vandals would like a lead going to the under 10 because Sacramento State, they're 0-16 this year when trailing with less than 10 minutes to play. Tyler Maruss's 3 off. E.J. Neal has it down for Sacramento State. around a screen. Sends it back to Vaughns. Vaughns, a step through. He's able to go up around Linhart. Julian Vaughns has 18.
Yeah, his shooting ability. Tyler Morris has to close out far, and that's what gives Julian Vaughn the open lane to the hoop, but then hitting him with the Euro step and a good finish.
Old Mitchell comes back around to Tyler Linhart, and his 3 off the mark. Linhart, a 3 for 9 shooting day, 0 for 4 from 3. Up into the corner, Leo Ricketts. Jojo Anderson, who we haven't seen much this afternoon, in for Idaho, brings it to the front court. Back the first minutes for Jojo Anderson today. Jack Payne going to work, and that's 17 for Payne.
Just the size advantage versus Ricketts. Good understanding and awareness from the Vandals offense to find Jack Payne in the post.
Something about playing Sacramento State. Jack Payne notches career high with 23 points the first time these teams met in California. E.J. Neal, a stop and go, and fouled by Tyler Linhart.
There's a good job from Jacob Holt there. When he's rolling out, he doesn't allow the defender of the Vandals, Jack Payne, to get around him to be in the help side. You can see here, he just shields it off, and that gives E.J. Neal the lane to the hoop.
See the grab from Linhart on the left shoulder of Neal on his way in. Neal, who's a 71% free throw shooter, first looks at the line today. Former Idaho Vandal is out of San Francisco, and he makes the first. Neal, who is a tremendous defensive player of the year at City College of San Francisco before playing at Idaho last season, and now the senior back in the Golden State. Free throw here and put him right at his season scoring average, but he misses the second. Still a 1-possession game, under 10 to play. Jojo Anderson to Tyler Linhart, scraping off the screen. It was batted out of play, still Idaho's ball.
I still think there's opportunities out of those ball screens. Idaho's slipping them because of the defense stepping up high to show. There's opportunities to either make a play for yourself out there for Tyler Linhart, but also making a skip pass to the corner for an open 3.
It was only allowed 4 paint points in the second half. Tyler Linhart skies up, and he was fouled. That would have rocked Idaho Central Credit Union Arena. It's 2 foul shots instead for Linhart.
Just a nifty move there from Linhart. You'll see here on the replay, he gives a quick little fake handoff, and that's what causes the defense to jump out. You know, like you said, almost brought ICC Arena down with that one.
E.J. Neal with the foul, and that is his 3rd personal. Shot for Linhart, left side and down. It's now double figures for Linhart, 10 points, 4 of his 10 points at the free throw line. Idaho as a team now 22 of 28. Linhart 5 of 7 in this game with 11 points. Checks out. Zakai Hardy comes back in for Idaho. Still no sighting of Julius Mims. Left the game. Something was bothering him enough that he even ripped his jersey on his way off the floor. Leo Ricketts, the second of the 2 walk-ons on this team, with Michael Wilson giving it to E.J. Neal. Jojo Anderson skying up. It ends up in the hands of Colton Mitchell. Mitchell, a little space for 3. It glances short. Zakai Hardy sticks with it. E.J. Neal ends the possession. And a technical foul given to Alex Pribble.
Alex Pribble not happy, thinking that Zakai Hardy was getting held on that rebound in an attempt there. And the interesting thing about that technical is the referee that called it was already down the court with another referee standing right in front of Alex Pribble.
You'll see that sometimes where if the officials have talked and there's already been warnings issued, we've seen some discussions with the Idaho side, another official kind of come in and back up. You know, their crewmate, Julian Vaughns, hitting the first of the technical foul shots. Big technical foul. Sacramento State will have possession after this shot from Vaughns, and it misses. So it only costs Idaho 1 point. E.J. Neal will trigger it in for the Hornets, leading by 2. Great finish brewing here in Moscow, Idaho today. E.J. Neal trying to find a way inside. Instead, it skips to the corner. Lachlan Brewer, he was red hot in the first half. That is the first miss for Brewer from 3 today.
The mismatch down low for Takai Hardy against Ricketts.
Side Takai Hardy goes up on Ricketts. Right on cue, Steven. That mismatch leads to points for Idaho to knot it at 59.
And it's the same right now for Sacramento State, and Jacob Holt on Colton Mitchell. It's just trying to find a way to get it to him.
Another skip pass, this time to E.J. Neal. Rising up Holt, and he's fouled on the rebound. And free throws coming for Jacob Holt. Second foul on Chris Gonzalez, a 1-and-1 upcoming for Holt.
And that's 2 possessions now. We saw last time down for Lachlan Brewer where Sacramento State has gotten the mismatch with Jacob Holt, and then it causes the help side to come so far over that you're going to have those skip passes. And you want E.J. Neal to shoot that shot because of those offensive rebounding opportunities versus the smaller defender that Jacob Holt will have.
Holt with just 4 points in this game. They were in the first half. He scored 35 in the first meeting and 32 on Thursday against Eastern Washington. Wants to start leaving his mark on this game in the closing 8 minutes. Front end of the 1-and-1, left short. Normally a great free throw shooter as well, 73%. Idaho with a chance to take the lead. Last time they led was when it was 15-10. Tyler Linhart. And the foul will keep it on Idaho's end. If it's on E.J. Neal, it's his 4th.
Tyler Linhart frustrated there. Just it looked good from here, just a little bit short. But Jack Payne continues to bring the energy, and the reason why Idaho's going to get this ball back is because of his effort.
2 teams laying it all on the line with 7:54 to go. When we come back, game tied at 59. Free throws for Jack Payne after this.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. And get access to over 1,000 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
You're way shorter than I thought you'd be. There's a shirtless selfie of me by the dumbbells. Here I am. I do air drumming. I'm a competitive air drummer.
Oh, wow.
By the way, I forgot my wallet at home, so sugar mama.
Will you excuse me?
The new Hyundai Tucson with advanced tech and safety features. There's joy in every journey. Now, for a limited time, get 1.99% APR on the Hyundai Tucson. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
Listen up, hockey fans. NHL on ESPN Plus is back. The hardest hits, the dangles, and of course, the semis. You gotta be kidding me! It's not real! Enjoy every second of 1,000+ out-of-market games, exclusive matchups, marquee NHL events, and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus.
Drake is Duplessis. He is as good as anybody in the world. Sean Strickland. It's about as difficult a matchup the champion could face.
It's League One volleyball. 6 teams, 6 cities, set it off.
Atlanta, Austin, Houston, Madison, Omaha, Salt Lake.
Exclusively on ESPN and ESPN Plus.
Free throws out of this timeout. Jack Payne at the line for a 1-and-1 opportunity after a rebounding foul on E.J. Neal, his 4th personal. So E.J. Neal and Michael Wilson each have 4 fouls for Sacramento State. Idaho has 3 players with 3, Jack Payne, Colton Mitchell, and Julius Mims, who's in the locker room. And Then with 3 fouls for Sacramento State, Jacob Holt and Emil Skuda. Free throw good for Jack Payne. He is 11 for 11 at the line. Career afternoon at the free throw line for Jack Payne. Previously it was 9 for him. He's made 12 free throw shots for 19 points.
Make that 25 of 31 now for the Vandals as a team.
First lead for Idaho since it was 15-10 back in the early portion of the first half. Sacramento State trying to learn from the close contest they played on Thursday night against Eastern Washington, and Emil Skuda takes it inside to tie it up once again.
Yeah, good job from Emil Skuda, understanding that Idaho has gone to a small lineup, and when you go to a small lineup, you can't allow drives in the paint. You got to use your quickness to cut people off because there is no rim protection.
Colton Mitchell in on Leo Ricketts, and Colton Mitchell wins the battle of the guards.
What a tough shot there from Colton Mitchell, using the left hand over the top of the defense.
Sacramento State this year has found itself in 8 two-possession games, and they've lost 5 of them. See if they can pick up just their second road win of the year today. Jacob Holt losing it with Tyler Linhart in from behind, and Holt called for a push. That's 4 fouls on Jacob Holt now.
And it's a chest mask, so now they get the switch with Colton Mitchell and Jacob Holt, and they bring the high-low action, which was a great job from Sacramento State, but Tyler Linhart coming in with his hands up to create that turnover.
Didn't see much there, honestly, from Jacob Holt.
Yeah, that's tough as Jacob Holt heads to the bench and Diorama to replace him.
Diorama, who's had a good day with 11 points. Linhart at the line. He's also scored 11 for Idaho. First of a 1-and-1, no good. Hard at the line, 5 of 8 in this game. Skuda, other direction for Sacramento State. A little back down by Diorama. That got the space for Emil Skuda, who now has 6 points and a couple big baskets to tie this game now at 63. Colton Mitchell up on Leo Ricketts, and Colton Mitchell all of a sudden coming alive in the second half. On one side, it's been Emil Skuda for Sacramento State. Colton Mitchell says, I've got a couple in my toolbox as well. 65-63 Idaho lead as we step aside here in Moscow.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to drive smarter with high-tech features and excellent reliability. From the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Right now, you can get a $289 per month lease on a 2025 HR-V all-wheel drive Sport.
Buy Moana 2 now, only on digital.
Chihuit.
And be the first to watch at home today. Moana 2 is terrific, gorgeous, and heartfelt.
We need to reconnect the ocean together.
And a joyous adventure
It's Maui time!
the whole family will love. With exclusive bonus, including deleted scenes.
You might want to hold on.
Be the first to watch at home today. Disney's Moana 2. Buy it now, only on digital.
4 nations facing off. For what? For friend.
And foe.
4 teammates. Turned rivals.
For the frozen ponds of Sweden.
And Scottsdale.
For still believing in miracles. Leonardo. 40 kronor.
For the Maple Leafs.
For the entire world to see.
4 nations facing off.
Boys in a better life.
The Octagon has returned to the land down under. Drake is Duplessis.
He is as good as anybody in the world.
Sean Strickland.
It's about as difficult a matchup the champion could face.
Sean Wei Lee.
She's a special athlete.
Tatiana Suarez. Who's about to rise?
One possession game, closing 6:34 coming up from Moscow, Idaho.
It's about the Vandals defense right now. We've mentioned it multiple times, going to a small lineup. Sacramento State's been taking advantage of it, about carving into the lane and getting layup opportunities.
Bill Scuda has been the one getting inside. Gives it to Judy Diorama, and that's 13 for Diorama.
Yeah, there's not much Tyler Linhart can do there. Diorama just has the size advantage. And like you said, Emil Scuda has just been operating in the paint at will.
Boy, this has the feel of what it was down the stretch for Sacramento State in Cheney on Thursday. A lot of getting it back even with Eastern Washington before the Eagles hit a late three to win it, 83-80. Scuda once again a drive. Payne stood up in front of him, and Diorama spins around the much smaller Mitchell, and it's a lead for Sacramento State at 67-65.
And I like what Scuda does there. Instead of just trying to throw it in and force it into the paint, he gets into the lane.
A new career high 15 points for Chudy Diorama this afternoon, and Sacramento State can build on a 2-point lead now. Diorama wants it in the post, trying to battle with Jack Payne. Emil Scuda in on Tyler Maruss. Colton Mitchell bats it to the ground. Maruss diving on top. Everybody's locked up. And if it's a jump ball, the arrow's going to Idaho.
That's what it looks like. The call is going to be a jump ball. And as you mentioned, possession arrow to the Vandals.
Took the officials a while to report it.
Yeah, there wasn't really a clear sign of what the call was.
So Idaho takes it back on the possession arrow. Colton Mitchell forcing that. Idaho's forced 7 more turnovers. And Sacramento State 16-9. Jack Payne fouled from 3-point range for the 3rd time today. And Payne, who's 12 of 12 at the line, will go to the stripe with a chance to put Idaho in front.
And it's just outstanding because getting fouled once in a game on the 3-point line is crazy. Getting fouled twice is insane. And now 3 times in this game, Jack Payne's been fouled on the 3-point shot.
This is the 5th time in this game that we have seen someone from either team go to the line for 3 shots. Jack Payne misses the first. That's his first miss at the line today. Now 12 of 13. Second is good.
Yeah, and that's another crazy stat. 5 3-pointers, attempts foul on a foul, which is players just closing out a little tight today.
Payne trying to knot it up, and he does. 21 now for Jack Payne, 2 off his career high earlier this season against the same Sacramento State team. 67 all with 5 minutes to go.
Hornets got to find Emil Scuda somehow here to get him rolling in the paint again.
Instead, it's Lachlan Brewer. Lost his footing. Jack Payne picks it up. Over number 17 for Sacramento State. And the 8 turnover difference could come back to bite the Hornets. Tyler Russ drains one out of the corner for Idaho. He has 17, and the Vandals lead by 3.
And Chris Gonzalez just probing to the lane, taking his time, having his vision up. Defense sucks in. You're going to find Tyler Maruss open in the corner.
Leo Ricketts, Judy Diorama under the basket and over the shoulder for 2. He has great sense underneath of space and where he's at, doesn't he, as a big man?
Yeah, really good hands and really good feet.
Jack Payne, a little extra space, gives it back to Colton Mitchell. Tyler Maruss one more time. This time short. Ricketts has the rebound.
I know the Vandals want to be unselfish, but I think there's a couple shots there that a few of the Vandals could have took before that one to Maruss in the corner.
Vaughns steps back. Gonzalez. Vaughns rockets it to the corner. And Brewer rises up, puts Sacramento State in front.
Yeah,
First second half points for Lachlan Brewer.
He shows he's not just a 3-point shooter, does a good job of a shot fake and drives the closeout.
Tyler Linhart goes inside on the shot fake, tries to shovel it through, and Emil Scuda knocks it out of bounds. We've got 3:26 to play. When we come back, a 1-point game and what's been a highly entertaining contest out of the Big Sky today in Moscow, Idaho.
For me, it's the great darkness. It's easy to forget there's hope when you're going through hell. I was diagnosed in 2010 with bipolar 1 disorder and alcoholism.
Took me a while, but I had to surrender to that fact. And I've learned that I cannot do this alone, that I have to reach outside of myself for help.
The secret to happiness is discovering your spot. It could be over the mountain or deep beneath the stream, in a quiet place, in a wild place. The question is, where does your spot take you? Pocatello. Life is good here.
In the heart of Montana's untamed wilderness, a legend is brewing. Jeremiah Johnson Brewing, the official beer of the Big Sky Conference. Brewed with the rugged spirit of the West. Jeremiah Johnson is simply a world-class, straightforward, no-nonsense beer. Do well.
1-point game, 3:26 to play in Moscow, Idaho. Sacramento State coming in, it was Jacob Holt leading scorer on this team, 17 points per game. But Judy Diorama and Lachlan Brewer, they're two players, along with Julian Vaughns, who have made up the difference. Brewer and Diorama, they're combining to go 20 points over their season average right now. And that's a big reason why the lower production from Holt hasn't hurt as much.
Yeah, and what really stands out to me, Julian Vaughns has been a good scorer for the Sacramento State team all year, but it's Judy Diorama who's been outstanding, 8 for 8 from the field, and not just along that, but 17 of those points, 23 points from the bench for the Sacramento State team, and 17 of them have come from Judy Diorama.
It is Idaho ball out of the media timeout. 15 on the shot clock, 3:26 to play. Possession arrow with Sacramento State. Both teams, multiple timeouts left. Idaho with 2, Sacramento State with 3. Great game today in the Big Sky Conference. Colton Mitchell over to Tyler Linhart. Linhart drives in, tries the finger roll, doesn't get it to go. Takes a hard crash into the end line, but he's back up into the play defensively.
That's the matchup Idaho was looking for there at the end of that possession. Linhart could use his speed, just unable to come up with the left-handed layup at the rim.
Ricketts at the point. Over to Julian Vaughns. Vaughns down inside Diorama. Big size mismatch with Mitchell. Skip pass corner. Here's Skuda in the lane. Maras trying to get a block shot. He's called for a foul. We'll get a look at it. Tyler Maras trying to close out the shot for Emil Skuda. He's had all 6 of his points in the second half.
No contact there on the body, nothing much there. And yeah, it looks like potentially getting him on the elbow on the way up. Not much at the top.
First free throw no good for Emil Skuda. So that lets this Idaho crowd feel a sense of justice. I saw that contact on the elbow. That's where they got it. It looked like the right call. Skuda has struggled at the free throw line, less than 50% this year. He makes 1 of 2. 2-point lead, Sacramento State. Chris Gonzalez almost lost the handle. Jack Payne. Over to Tyler Maras. Back to Jack Payne. Half the shot clock gone on this possession. Payne to the baseline, spins back, kicks it through. Maras, a 3. That's out, rebounded by Brewer. Ricketts walking it into the front court for Sacramento State, now looking for a 2-possession lead. Last 10 minutes of game time, it's been a 1-possession game. Ricketts, no points today. The walk-on running the point. Drives in on Jack Payne, gets fouled! What a time for the first basket for Leo Ricketts.
And the smallest guy on the court, Ricketts is, but what a powerful finish there as he creates the contact into Jack Payne, hangs in the air, and gets the basket. Now a chance at a 3-point play.
Leo Ricketts, just his 4th free throw attempt this season. He's a perfect 3 of 3. Doesn't complete the three-point play, but his 2 puts Sacramento State up 2 possessions with under 2 to play. Colton Mitchell. Tyler Linhart driving down the lane. Ricketts the foul. Free throws coming for Linhart. Everyone's in the double bonus now. 2 shots up coming for Tyler Linhart, who was 5 for 8 at the line today. Came in 80% on the season. Free throws here for the junior for Idaho. His first is good. Linhart, his next free throw could bring him to 13 points, which would even what he did in the first meeting with Sacramento State. A silent gym as Tyler Linhart hits both shots. Julius Mims has reappeared on the Idaho bench. He's wearing a new number, number 13. Crowd comes alive with Idaho on the defensive side of the floor. Trying to keep this a 1-possession game. Sacramento State needs a big bucket here on the road. Leo Ricketts, he provided it last possession for his first points. Lachlan Brewer in on Jack Payne, and it's an offensive foul on Brewer.
Yeah, it looked like the referee's got the right call there. Jack Payne does such a good job of this, of cutting off the player that's driving, and then Brewer dips his left shoulder just a little bit. We'll see it on the replay. Yeah, leans his left shoulder in just slightly. The refs are going to call that all the time.
Idaho's had Sacramento State doubled up in turnovers, 18 for the Hornets, only 9 for Idaho today. Sacramento State, they've been efficient, 60% shooting in the game. Idaho at 34%. But hanging on, down 2, down the stretch. In a game Idaho trailed by as many as 11. Colton Mitchell calls for the screen. Mitchell, a burst of speed through to the corner. Chris Gonzalez for the lead. Out of the corner pocket. Idaho's up by 1.
And Colton Mitchell leads his teams in assists. And when he gets in the paint, he can either shoot it, but he's always looking for his teammates. And Chris Gonzalez hits a big-time 3 in the corner.
You can listen to this place get fired up on the find from Colton Mitchell to Chris Gonzalez. Idaho 75-74. Colton Mitchell with his 4th assist of the game. This was a huge one.
Just a little overhelp there from the Hornets, and Colton Mitchell just takes advantage of it.
Idaho, just 1 of their last 6, but boy, that's a big one for Idaho. The 3 from Chris Gonzalez, who has 8 points. 4 Vandals in double figures, and now they turn their attention to the defensive side of the floor. Julius Mims, interestingly enough, came back out of the locker room. He's a great defensive player, great rim protector. We would assume he's available coming back to the bench with 1:06 to play.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see Julius Mims here again today, but the issue is the defensive end for the Vandals. They've been running these switches. They have a smaller lineup in, and Sacramento State has elected to roll the big man. They try to play off of that, and it's been giving them open three-point opportunities and open driving lanes. So a really big possession for the Vandals. And if you're Sacramento State, I don't think you change what you've been doing offensively because it's been working here as of late.
Both teams have 2 timeouts remaining. The possession arrow is going to Sacramento State right now. So any tie-up, the ball would stay with the Hornets. And a really great crowd on a Saturday afternoon in the Inland Northwest comes to its feet. Inbound comes from Vaughns to Ricketts. Brewer, Diorama, Scuda also on the floor for Sacramento State. A bounce to Diorama, to the cup, Diorama for the lead.
And a great setup out of the timeout for Sacramento State. Diorama just keeps showcasing great hands and great feet, and has just benefited so much from that tonight on those roll opportunities.
Colton Mitchell over Diorama for 3. That was halfway down and out. Now it does mean Idaho will have one more possession on the offensive side. No timeout taken there by the Vandals. Leo Ricketts at the controls for Sacramento State. The Hornets have 2 timeouts. Ricketts looking for some help. Wonder if a timeout will come here. Nothing's developing. Skuta drives in around Mitchell. It's scooped. Linhart wrestles him to the floor. What's the call? Jump ball possession, Sacramento State. Tyler Linhart slow to get up. Seven on the shot clock, 21 on the game clock. The shot from Skuta did not hit rim. And the officials are going to go to the monitor and they'll check all of this, I'm assuming, to make sure that what's shown on the board is correct right now. But see the shot from Skuta first.
Looked like
not by the looks of it hit rim.
Yeah, it didn't look like it hit rim. It looked like Diorama got a little bit of a push in there too as well.
The officials confirm right now that they are looking at the shot clock. As it stands right now, 14-second differential. Idaho desperately looking for a stop. You see Alex Pribble talking to his guys about the offensive end, and there's potential that Idaho wouldn't use a timeout, depending on how this plays out, even though both have 2 timeouts remaining. It's important to note both teams are in the double bonus. The arrow on this play flips back to Idaho, so any jump ball situation would now get it back to the Vandals.
We've seen the lob thread on these inbounds.
Vaughns catching at the wing, 3 to shoot. Skuta, step back 3 over Jack Payne. Tyler Linhart fouled on the rebound. He's going to the free throw line.
Yeah, and I thought on that last possession, Tyler Linhart did a good job of boxing down, and Diorama got away with a slight push. This time, good box out from Tyler Linhart. It does a good job of keeping the big guy off the glass, which is a tough thing to do when you don't have the size advantage.
Diorama up over the top and then pushing into the back of Linhart. So the attention turns to Linhart, an 80% free throw shooter who is 7 for 10 at the line today. Not a sound in this gym as it's tied at 76. It's going to fall deathly quiet once again. Idaho trying to take the lead. Unnerving, isn't it? But not for Tyler Linhart. Cool water coursing through those veins to give Idaho a 77-76 lead.
And now it's back to the drawing boards for both teams. What is Idaho going to do defensively? And how does Sacramento State draw up a different type of play here on this inbounds play?
What are your thoughts, Steven? You're a great shooter. To me, it's so dramatic when it falls to a dead silence. For Tyler Linhart to hit those 2 shots, those are very high-pressure free throws.
Yeah, high pressure, but you also put so much time in, and you live for those moments as a basketball player. You know, all the reps that you put in, all the time you spend in an empty gym with no sound.
Yeah.
It comes to fruition, and Tyler Linhart steps up and hits 2 big free throws.
So defensively, if you're Idaho, what's your plan here in Sacramento State? I would imagine Emil Skuta, who's been kind of your point man in these situations, is who you're getting the ball to.
Yeah, it's got to be some type of ball screen with Emil Skuta and Diorama involved with it, because when they get these switches, they've been able to take advantage of it.
Shot clock is Dart Skuta to the front court, and a timeout taken by Sacramento State. If it was the NBA, a timeout would have done that on its own. Here, the Hornets use a timeout to set it up in the front court. Idaho on defense. So let's talk X's and O's as we see Alex Pribble drawing it out. If you're the Vandals, what's the discussion in the huddle?
Well, I think Idaho, they've stuck with what they've been doing here in the second half, and that's switching ball screens and switching any type of screens. For Sacramento State, the last time that they were in this situation, they ran a dribble handoff into a re-screen with Vaughns, and that's when Diorama slipped to the basket and he got that layup. So I don't know if they're going to go back to that same exact play, but they're going to go to some type of version of a slip or a double handoff into a ball screen.
Possession arrow favors Idaho. Each team has 1 timeout remaining. Any foul leads to 2 shots for either side.
But the other big thing is it's guarding the initial play for the Vandals, but it's about rebounding. With the smaller lineup on the court, all 5 players on the Vandals defense has to rebound because you know Sacramento State's going to send all 5 to the offensive glass.
The last time a former player of Idaho was in this building, the opposition took a lead with seconds remaining, and Colton Mitchell hit a buzzer beater. That was against Northern Colorado. Leo Ricketts over to Julian Vaughns. Vaughns, baseline jumper for the lead. Linhart with the rebound. He's fouled and going to the line with 3 seconds left. This crowd erupts, but still important moments coming. First, the free throws for Linhart to try to make it a 3-point lead.
And I thought that was a good play from the Hornets. You know, Vaughns has had a good night tonight, and he got free on the baseline for a pull-up and had some players in offensive rebounding situation. But Tyler Linhart comes up with a big defensive rebound, and now a chance to push this lead to 3 for the Vandals.
Going to hear a pin drop in this building once again. It didn't bother Tyler Linhart last time. He went perfect at the line. He's 9 of 12 at the line in this game. Jack Payne, 14 of 15. They've combined to go 23 of 37. Idaho's 31 of 39 as a team. Now the foul on the rebound was against Emil Skuda. He is fouled out for Sacramento State. 2 shots here for Tyler Linhart. First for Linhart is short. That leaves the door open for Sacramento State. They have a timeout remaining. No Vandals in on the rebound. They obviously don't want to foul. Sacramento State communicating. Linhart at the line. Linhart makes the second. 2-point lead for Idaho. A 3 would win it for Sacramento State. We'll see, the timeout came from the Hornets. Their final timeout. They'll have the baseline. They can run the end line. And you don't need a 3, but a 3 would win it.
Yeah, in these situations, a lot of the times you do see a 3-pointer just because of with 3 seconds. But it's to the drawing board. And we used to call this play home run because you're trying to make a home run play here. And a lot of teams like to try to get the ball up to the midcourt and then do some type of pitch to someone running. So a pitch and pass here for Sacramento State to get the ball up, advancing quickly. So I wouldn't be surprised if somehow they try to hit Diorama or someone bigger in the middle of the court and have a guard come swinging off of it.
Well, they don't get Emil Skuda. He is fouled out. On the floor, it's E.J. Neal, Julian Vaughns, Leo Ricketts, back in Jacob Holt, and then Lachlan Brewer. Brewer, who was lights out from 3 in the first half, along with Vaughns. Each have 3 3-pointers today. 6 of the team's 7. Closing seconds, here we go. Ricketts on the handoff. Can the walk-on win it at the horn? It's just short. And Idaho